What up, y'all? Pin this pin. Alrighty, sorry, a little technical difficulty. So we are pasting this. Boom. And we're good to go. So, June is Men's Health Month, and I teamed up with the NFLPA and your PAF, the Professional Athletes Foundation, to talk about all the things men's health. So, I'm gonna give people a little bit of time to get on, really tune in. But for those of you who don't know, former NFL wide receiver, currently living in New York City. And now I'm modeling and a host, doing both sports and entertainment. But fitness, wellness has played a huge role in my life. So I figured, this is probably a perfect topic. Also, if you have any questions as we start going through this, definitely make sure that you drop them in the question portion, and I'll get back to it. And we're just going to talk about some baseline things. I'm going to take you through some of the resources, some things that can really help you, and also really just share my overall experience in the health and wellness space. So to start off, let me see. We are obviously in a unique situation right now. And there's a lot of questions that I had about how to work out, how to stay healthy during this time. So I'll definitely make sure to touch on that. Also, I wanted to first start off and let everyone know, especially for any athletes that are tuning in right now, that, make sure that you're utilizing the NFLPA and the PAF in all that their resources that they have available. They're really doing a lot for players. And I'm actually going to paste a link in here. 1 second. That's going to give you some of those resources. All right. All right. So for any former players looking for some of the resources through the PAF, you can definitely find them right there in that link. And it's amazing. I'm someone who's taken a lot advantage of a lot of these. Not only do they provide different resources, physically you can work out, train at amazing gyms. They've got different discounts, rewards that really keep you active and healthy beyond your playing days. Additionally, I wanted to touch on mental health. So last month I was going to speak a little bit on mental health. And I think that ties in perfectly with today's landscape and overall men's health. So one of the really great things is, again, for all you former athletes, anyone who's been affiliated with the NFL and the NFL Players Association, they actually have staff members who are there and designated and help you navigate through mental health hardships. And this is a time, again, where we have a lot of different stresses and things that we have never had before. So make sure to take advantage of those opportunities. And yeah, other than that, I just wanted to have this as a nice Q&A. I'm going to give some of my experiences. I already have some questions written down that people had asked earlier. And then again, if you can throw some questions in the comments, that would be great. So starting off, I'll just get a little personal with it. Not too personal, but transitioning out of sports was one of those things where I had to completely relearn really how I had to go about my day-to-day life. And that also went into my overall health and wellness. So especially nowadays, as a model here in New York or someone who's on camera, my health is something that's extremely important. And it's amazing. I've learned so much in my years since leaving the league. And personally for me, it's about training smarter, not always harder. I'm 31 years old, so I'm not too old by any means, but the wear and tear on your body, especially as an athlete, it definitely adds up over a period of time. So I think everyone's situation is really unique, and you really just got to focus on exactly what works for you. I always revert to sports and performance type background, but the diet and the nutrition and all those things definitely add up. So I'm going to go into one of the questions, and I actually got this a lot. And this is more of a general question, but uh, overall, like, how do you keep your energy so high without the use of caffeine? So it's kind of, I don't know, I'm a coffee addict and I do love it, but that's something that, again, that goes back into overall diet and nutrition, right? So I think if you fuel your body properly, there's nothing better. You can keep it natural. You can, you feel great. The mental clarity is obviously something that is major. And for me, I've really honed in on what I'm putting into my body. So if I can carve out, 3, 4, 5 years at the end of the day, I know that that's winning. And also, I don't know, I just feel like overall better, overall. So whether that's organic, whether you're trying a new diet, I personally believe in just balancing it all out and just try to eat clean as possible. And, another thing that really helps is community, right? It's hard to get motivated to do things when you're by yourself. So that's something that's really helped me over the years in order to just continue to have energy, be excited about going to the gym and training. And also I love just being able to educate and help other people, right? So I think when you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself, it's always a great situation. So I got another question, and this is going to go back to the NFLPA and your PAF, the Professional Athletes Foundation. So how does the NFLPA address men's health with players? I think the biggest thing that I have noticed is just the amount of resources that are available to you. If you have any questions, the fact that you can really sit down, email, hop on the phone and talk to someone and really go through your goals and the things that you need, they'll definitely find a solution. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of programs, membership rewards, discounts, and things like that allow you to train at different facilities. You can get some of the best equipment. But again, going back to it, there's also the things that are beyond just physical, the mental health services. And again, that's something that more than ever, I feel like men and players especially are speaking about. And, mind right, body right, everything is right. So it's a total approach. I also got another question, and this was going into mental health in men. How do most men cope? So I can't personally speak for everyone, but as a professional athlete, we're trained, almost conditioned, or we just come up through the ranks and just know we need to perform under pressure in situations. And one of the reasons that we're able to do that at such a high level is because we're extremely comfortable with those environments. We've been playing in those spaces since we were kids, dreaming about it, and it's definitely different when you take off the pads or you're out in the real world, because you're not in control, or the environments aren't controlled quite as much. You don't know the schemes and everything that you're really going up against, right? So I know for me personally, I approach life in the mental health aspect the same way as when I played, and that comes through planning, preparation, and then just overall confidence in my abilities. So if that's in the workforce, if that's, even just going to the gym to train, if that's just with family, whatever it is in a day-to-day, I always try to have a pretty strong vision of what's in front of me and the goals that I want to accomplish. And I can't stress this enough, ask for help. I think, especially as men, we always want to be, the knowledgeable source. As an athlete, a leader, it's hard for us to ask for help in these instances. But I'll tell you, first and foremost, I've done a little bit of everything in the wellness space. And you know, I could play football. You know, I played basketball growing up. I could do a lot of things, but, you know, trying different things like boxing, you know, cycling, just whatever it is. I was raw, like I was a fish out of water right away. But the best thing I ever did was sought the advice of a friend, a great coach, a great trainer, and then really just went through that process with them. So I think that's a major thing, right? Just don't be afraid to ask for help. Nobody's perfect, and we're always learning and always trying new things. So I'm gonna pop this one up too because I got a fresh question. Besides what I already had, how many days of lifting and cardio do you do? So I take the approach of trying to be somewhat active most every day. And that doesn't mean I'm going super extreme and working out crazy hard, but I want to have some sense of movement. And I also don't really stick by you have to be in the gym for an hour or an hour and a half. Personally, I don't believe that. I think situations change. I think you can get a great workout in 30 minutes, even 20 minutes. I got a 20-minute rowing session in this morning, and it was great. And I think when, you know, I really feel that when you set goals that you know you can achieve, you can compound it, right? The baby steps, the little things, they add up over a period of time. Because when you look at overall health, you want to create a lifestyle change. And if you're not changing your lifestyle, then it's fleeting. It's only going to last for so long. So normal week, 4 days, lifting. Cardio is often the toughest thing for most people. I literally just had a conversation back and forth on Instagram today about it. What's helped me from that standpoint, cardio is extremely important. If you have goals, you want to lean out, do whatever it is, it's something that you have to do, get your heart rate up. But start small, and if you want to do it at the beginning of the workout, knock it out right away so you don't have to worry about it. But again, 10, 15 minutes, that's perfect. Then you build on it, then you build on it, then you build on it. And you're not always sore all the time. And it doesn't have to be crazy intense all the time. Steady state cardio. Shout out my trainer and great friend, Coach Clifton. He really got me onto that. And that's been a game changer for me. You know, it's a little bit longer, low impact, but it makes a huge difference. Also, I'm in New York City, so walking around the city, you know, that burns some serious calories. All right, I got another question. Let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. What's one stereotype around men and health that I would like to break? Dang. That is... Actually, I wasn't prepared for this. This is off the rip. I think, like, that you have to lift heavy and just throw around a ton of weight in order to be strong or get in really good shape. And I'm telling you, like, I've trained with the best and I've done it. I've gotten under the bars, you know, deadlifting 500, squatting crazy weight. And I was big, I was strong, but I felt my best when I actually would tone that back. And think about this, and this is from an athlete's perspective. Your goal is to be able to play and perform. And if you're overdoing it, you're broken. You can't perform to the highest level, right? So one thing that most people don't realize is during season, we lift and we'll get a solid lift, but it's the ability is to maintain mobility, flexibility, and things like that. But we're not under the bar squatting crazy amount of weight. We're not even really doing that in the off season, right? You know, we want to make sure that we're preventing injury. And I've seen this a lot with coaches and fitness studios. Some do it great and some don't do that great of a job of it. You want to have a good workout, you want to go hard, but you also need to be mindful of the movements that you're doing and the toll it's taking on your body. Everybody's different and it takes a little bit of trial and error. And again, with that, it helps, even if it's 1 or 2 sessions, to get with a coach or a trainer that you really trust and make sure that you're doing the things properly and you understand it in a way where you can progress and advance even if they're not there. Also, going into this, mobility, flexibility, things like yoga, simple stretching. I mean, a lot of people, and I think men definitely, at least for so many years, thought yoga was not the way to go, or some of these other movement classes because it was body weight and you weren't lifting a lot of weight. That's so false. I mean, if you can't move the weight as far as the range of motion with mobility, you're not going to get as strong as you could. And then also, it goes back to injury prevention. I love yoga. I'm a hot yoga type of guy. I'll do a vinyasa flow, and it just gets me right mentally. I work on my breathing. I'm going on this question, but this is a great one. Breathing is another thing that people don't really focus on, and that goes into lowering your heart rate, your stress, your cortisol levels, all of those things. So Wim Hof, I don't know if I could put that in there. I don't know how to spell it. Well, I do, but I don't know if whatever. Wim Hof, look that up. That's a resource for you. That's something that I swear by. When I've improved my overall breathing techniques, it's amazing how my conditioning, cardio, and recovery has changed. So let's do another one. Do you believe in cardio more than... Yep, I'll get to that one. Let's find a really good one. This is a good one. How do I look like you? Well, you see, you can't, because my mom and my dad had me. I was conceived, and it's, genetics and all that. No, I think this is a question that I was joking around, but this is something that I actually get a lot. I think the self-image that someone has for themselves is more important than anything, right? So it's great to have goals and measure, you want this, or I want to have a physique or an aesthetic like this person. But it's really important that you're comfortable in your skin, and also understanding that it's a work in progress. Rome wasn't built in a day. But I've had the most success, and my health now is better than it has ever been. And that's, again, simply through keeping a consistent training routine. It doesn't have to be overly hard. My nutrition is the number one thing, especially as you get older. And I'm someone who likes to enjoy time. If I want to go out and have a drink, I'm going to have a drink. I'm not someone who makes food my enemy, but you just know what works for you, when you need to cut it back, and when you can really amp it up again. So with that, again, start a plan, consistent training, find a build habits within your nutrition that work for you, and just stay consistent. Oh, Nick, I got you, man. That was a good question. Let's see if we can find another one. I should have pulled this up. What you could eat to replace your sugar intake. Let's do this one. This is a good one. I have a sweet tooth. What you could eat to replace your sugar intake. I crave for kiss cakes a lot when my... Oh, that's not me. Hold on. Sorry. I'm going to take that off. I should have read the whole question first. Sorry. Anyway, sugar cravings, I think just with anything, as you limit it, the cravings start going away. Fruit, numero uno, makes it a lot easier. You can have substitutes like stevia and things like that. Also, I think when you consume sugar makes a big difference. I like to, if I am going to have something with sugar or sweets, I try to have it after a workout. I feel like my body's going to utilize it a lot more. And that's for anyone, men, women. I know, I got this one. I didn't read the whole question, but that's okay. That's what, we're adults. And if we're not, they teach us this in 5th grade, education about our bodies. So it's a safe space. Let's do another one. I don't know what sports you play. This is I would say, and this, I'm going to take this in a different direction. If you want to go vegan, if you want to be a vegetarian, I am not a nutritionist. I know people that have had success with any and all diets. Consult a nutritionist. That's something that's going to, they're an expert in that space. If you have underlying health conditions, you can definitely reach out to a doctor and find out if it's right for you. But go to a professional, sit down with them, let them know your goals, build it out step by step with them, and then work together to develop a plan that works for you. Woo! Dang, I got that one. I didn't know. Like when you're running around everywhere. So what does my nutrition and eating plan look like when I'm running around everywhere? Well, right now I'm not running around everywhere, which I assume most people aren't. Stay safe. So I always have a plan, even when I'm on the road. And it's, there's different apps, MyFitnessPal, like all these different things that help you really track, especially if you have to eat out. The nutrients and macros, what's in places at fast food restaurants. When I travel, when I'm flying, I make sure that I pack food before, and it just keeps me on track and keeps me accountable when I'm on the road. That's for me. I was on the road over 200 days last year, like damn near lived on a plane. And that single-handedly, preparing some of my meals in advance, but also knowing where I was going and places that were there that I, had foods and choices that met my goals, that was a huge thing. And I think just having a little bit of understanding and knowledge of that makes it way easier. Also, there's a lot of client dinners, there's a lot of dinners and things with friends. Research a little bit in advance before you go. And I can't stress this enough. Don't get peer pressured into eating, or, feeling guilty if you're trying to make a healthy choice that works for you. It's your body. These are your goals. You got to stick to it. It's easy for someone to say, oh, I can't believe you're not going to have this drink or this or this or this. Everyone has different goals. And I promise they're not going to hold it against you too long. Maybe like 20 minutes. And you might inspire them. Next. What? Oh, I can't. No, I'm not pulling someone in. Oop, I can't use that question. Guys, this is fun. What motivates you to stay healthy in fitness, and what activities do you do? What motivates me? It's the discipline and my lifestyle. And this is something I've really, really, really had to work on this, because when I was playing, I was running around. I had practice each and every day. It was a more controlled environment. Since leaving the NFL, and especially now, the fact that health and wellness and my body is a huge portion of my career. Not as big as my personality, though. Yeah, I know I threw that in there. It's the accountability, and it's a challenge. I mean, I would be lying if I said that in a normal setting, I wasn't tempted or around any types of food, alcohol, different things like that. But I know that it's extremely important for me to hold myself accountable. My health is extremely important. It's something that keeps me grounded and keeps me disciplined. And also, I'm a leader in this space. So if I'm not practicing what I preach, then what credibility do I have? And then to go on with that, the people you surround yourself with, the community that I've developed, not only in New York City, but literally across the globe, has been amazing. So if you surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who have similar goals, it makes it so much easier. And then you got to find something that you just like and enjoy, right? I've tried a little bit of everything. I enjoy spin. Spin's been like my new thing. I like rowing. I hop on a rower. Boxing, like those are fun to me. I'll get on a treadmill and run and do all that, but I like a little bit of variation. So try something new. And again, like right now is a time where it's difficult to do that, but you don't have to be in a studio. You can get a bike. You can get some rollerblades. You can do all the things. Boom. I had a good question. If I could find it, here we go. And this one's relevant. Let me see if it's in this little chat bubble. It is not. So I'm just going to recite it. Safety precautions for exercising in public. Now, I am not a health official. I'm not part of the CDC. I do not make the rules and regulations for this state, but they do have rules and regulations through the CDC, through the state. If you're exercising in public, especially during this time, the biggest thing is just being safe, right? The states outline, the regions, the cities, the counties all outline what's acceptable and what's not. Also, the CDC thing, and it's just the state we're in, right? And I'm here in New York City. So if I go outside right now, I'm masking up. I'm making sure that I'm going into an area where there's not a lot of people. And also, and this is no different than in the gym. If, I'm training in the gym in a normal setting, I try to be very efficient and compact with my workouts. So I'm not bouncing around to a ton of different places. Again, I have a plan, and I'm making sure that I'm respecting other people and the environments around me. And I try to get as much done in like the least, without taking up a ton of space. And again, just respecting everyone's distance. I think just overall, everything that's out there, and just take time, be safe, and not only think about your own health and wellness when you're doing this, especially if you're in a public place. You got to take into consideration the other people that are there, whether that's a park or facility or anything. So let me scroll again because I want to find one. All people should do you, be like you. Okay, I am going to, I got another one. Very safe space. Yes, indeed. I don't know that one. Okay. I'm taking a little bit more time because after the earlier question, which, it was a great question, I'm going to read the full question before presenting it. What kind of meal prep do you do? Have you tried pre-made meals that are sent to your door? Yeah, I've done it all. When I'm in a really crazy schedule, when I'm traveling and different things like that, I definitely have utilized meal prep services that are sent to my door. And I personally love them. Now, it's a little bit of trial and error to find the ones that suit your taste buds or meet your macros or whatever the case. But from 2 years ago to now, there are so many resources and so many options. It's absolutely unbelievable. So I'm burping up a storm. I definitely feel like if that's going to give you the boost and a little bit of added motivation, go ahead and do it. And if you want to throw down in the kitchen like I did back in April, if you didn't see my lemon rosemary chicken, it was pretty phenomenal. Go ahead and meal prep yourself. So during this time, especially during quarantine and all those things, I've prepped my own meals. I actually enjoy it. It's therapeutic to me. I don't do it enough, but I also know exactly what's going into my body. And I don't want to say everyone, a lot of people are like, oh, you meal prep, I can't eat the same thing, or, stick to this diet, this diet, this diet. So when I meal prep, it's made it so much easier because it eliminates the choice of thinking what I have to eat, when I should eat, what's in what I eat. Because I know even if I don't eat all those meals for the day, I have an anchor. And I know at minimum, if I eat this, I get this. And that makes it way easier to plan the rest of your day. And that also makes it way easier to have continued success. So that's really helped me. And I encourage really everybody to try it and do it if they can. If you want to see quicker results, you want to develop a different, healthier lifestyle, it's very important. And I see this a lot, and I talk to a lot of friends, former players who have played, and you'll see people having drastic transformations. They got to flip the switch a little bit as far as training in a different way. But the nutrition, the diet, it's vital. And, as much as you're putting out as far as energy, you got to fuel your body properly. So, this is great. And like, again, I said, obviously you can see, where's it at? Right there. That's where the pin is. We're doing the men's health check-in with the NFLPA and your PAF. They're going to be posting and sharing a lot of resources throughout the rest of this month because June is Men's Health Month. That will outline different things as far as training, wellness, nutrition. And again, they have a lot of resources. And if you have any questions, make sure to drop them a line. Make sure to follow them so you can stay up to date. Even do that thing and turn the notification button on. It gives it. And these are things that can be utilized for anybody. It doesn't just have to be an athlete. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. All right, let's get another one. Nope, that's not it. Oh, dang, these are a lot of questions. I didn't even see these, man. I should have scrolled back up. Anything specific that you are training for right now? So, and I think a lot of athletes go through this. I was burnt out of just going in the gym and pumping iron and running on treadmills. Right now, I am not training for anything specific. With everything that's going on with COVID and the pandemic, there's been a lot of things that have shut down, but I do see things starting to pick up. Or for whenever they are going to pick up, I have made a goal of mine to be aesthetically, physically in the best shape of my life. And when I say that, it's for this point in my life. It's for my career, what it needs. It's for my mental health. It's for my overall clarity. And I always build out my goals really around 3 pillars. Shout out David Michael, my man, Cliffhanger Academy, you know what I'm saying. But health, wealth, and relationships. And I know for me, those things make me feel whole and complete. And those are extremely important for me to have success in my career, success in my family life, and also just my overall health. So nothing specific, but I've been training nonstop. I'm feeling healthy. I had a little quad injury before. I'm moving well. I've got my diet on point. So I think just to be ready and just know that I'm going to come out of this pandemic better than I came in. 2020 ain't going to beat us. No, that's silly. Okay, let me get a couple more questions and then I'm going to skedaddle. I will save this to that thing we like to call IGTV. How's that sound? Looking for... Ooh, yeah, I know. I need to get on more lives. Sometimes I check out, I'm really present, but I'm also really good at just leaving my phone and not being on it all the time. Good snack after dinner. Ooh, this is good because sometimes you're not always full. Good snack after dinner. I would say, I don't know. That actually is a tough question. I like rice cakes. I don't know. People are like, oh, that's boring. But they're a little sweet. You get the caramel ones, whatever you want to say. Those are good. It just works it's what's with your lifestyle, right? Whatever works. I used to be in this mindset where I had to clear and eat absolutely everything on the plate. I started eating slower, which first and foremost made a huge difference. I got rid of thinking that I had to clean and lick the plate. And then honestly, I'm not always too hungry. I try to get snacks throughout the day, just small ones, just to keep me going. But then I just feel like I don't crave food nearly as much. So let me do this real quick. Bam. All right, let's see. I'm going to go one more question and I'm going to do a quick scroll. I know this has been all over the place, but that's kind of my personality. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit random. but I'm random all the time. So you can count on that. That's good. Fellow NYC fitness buff, shout out. Let me get, do you believe, that's a balance. I gotta get one more question. Dang, y'all. How do I get, oh. And this is perfect. This is perfect. This is a perfect one to end on, everybody. How do I get in shape in a small house with no workout equipment? Now, body weight movements, they're pretty powerful. You know, repetition of a simple movement can be pretty powerful. Hey, when I say that I was doing in-home workouts, body weight workouts constantly the first part of the month, it takes some adjustment, but there's really limitless exercises that you can do. It can be something as simple as jumping jacks, just squats, push-ups. If it's too difficult for you to do a certain amount of push-ups, drop to your knees, and then you can do push-ups on your knees. Anything to really get your heart rate up. And again, it's just about movement, I would say, is the biggest thing. The great thing is we are in an age of technology. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're on anything, you can Google search body weight workouts at home. And with the size of a yoga mat or a towel in that area, you can get everything that you need. And the biggest thing is understanding the movements, making sure you're doing it properly, researching it, and just have fun with it. At the end of the day, you just gotta, have fun with some of these things. Try new things. Don't be afraid of failing. It's intimidating. There's some work that's involved in these things. It's not easy, but you have resources. Reach out to friends, ask questions. I mean, I'm always sharing a little something. So if you want to, tune in or check my stories or whatever. And as I mentioned earlier, the NFLPA and your PAF are going to be sharing things. So that's a good resource. And I think that's really good. That's good. That's a lot. That's a good lot. That's a lot of good. That's a lot of good. And hey, by the way, dang, today is Monday. Do you answer DMs? Yeah, I answer DMs. Sometimes it takes me a while because I'm just bad at checking my phone, but I do. Biggest fitness inspiration right now, Dwayne Johnson. He's a boss. I love him. I would give him a big hug. The Rock is like, and I've mad respect. There you go. Damn, I'm having so much fun. I don't want to get off this thing. All right, I got one more. I don't have one more. I'm just reiterating everything. Okay, as I said earlier, this is for everybody. Health for everybody. For all of you former athletes, current athletes, soon-to-be professional athletes, make sure that you check out your resources through the NFLPA and your PAF. Again, there's a link in the comments, but they have so many resources available. And honestly, there's a lot of things that you can even get the family involved. So even in the last 12 months, what I've seen, the advancement for mental health, physical health, options with financial health, all of those things are at your fingertips. So make sure to check out the NFLPA website. They have the former players active, all those things. And that really gives you everything you need. So I'm done sharing. I got to go. But I love y'all. Stay healthy. As you can see, I haven't been interacting with too many people lately. So this is like the highlight of my life. All right, I'm out.